feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi everyone, welcome. If you are new here, I'm so happy to have you. If you're my previous and subscribers, welcome my little astronauts. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about my strange dream with Hitler and why I received my visitation from him. And also, if you guys are interested, this video will be timestamped in the description below. So if you just want to go to the tower portion or you want to rewatch me describing what happened in my dream with the imagery, you can check the description below. Everything will be listed there for you. Now, here's some viewer discretion. I don't know exactly what is going to be revealed in this video, and I cannot promise you that it is going to be 100% non-sensitive topic. So take this as a little warning and view at your own discretion. It's not going to be anything inappropriate, but it may be a little bit historical significant that might be a little sensitive for some. But other than that, let's begin. If you are knowing, I apologize for anybody who came onto this live. And the other one, I had some issues, and I felt like my intuition wasn't there yet, so I decided to take a break from the channel. I am back now, though. Should be fun. In terms of weight does have an effect on intuition, just so you guys know that. This is being live streamed on July 28, 2021 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just want to let you guys know that this is being documented. This was documented. My dream was documented on July 14, 2021 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. And if you guys are interested in booking a reading with me, you guys can check the description below. I'll have everything listed there for you as well. Here are some quick disclaimers that you will see on your screen. Now, please keep in mind it's just for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only as well. And here are some last disclaimers as well. And here's another one, and that's it. So anyway, just so you guys know, just quickly before we do jump into this, I will be doing some classes soon. I will be teaching you guys how to read intuitively. So if you are interested in that, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be teaching the class soon. I am still in the making of drafting the classes for the next couple of weeks. We also have here how to manifest class, just another class that I will be teaching you guys. Of course, if you guys are, of course, interested in that. Another one I will be offering as well as a spiritual life coach. And if you've been struggling in your life, you need some sort of guidance and help. Since I tend to do this for a lot of people, but it's very emotionally and energetically draining, I figured there needs to be some sort of exchange for that. But lastly, but not least, I will also be teaching a DIY tarot card class. If you're interested on how to make your own tarot cards, this will be a craft class where we just go on live Zoom and we all chat and do whatever, and we kind of create a card that really resemble what it is that we're talking about today. So anyway, jumping on to the main part of today's video, thank you for all you guys who just show up today. We will be doing me talking about, I pre-recorded a video of me describing my dream, and I'll be posting videos or uploading pictures of what I'm describing in the video. So hopefully it will give you a little more imagery, so to speak. But quickly before we do begin, I want to explain light years so that you will be able to quickly understand what that means when I talk about how this was a possibility and how this visitation came about. So I'll be showing you a video right now, as you see on your screen. This is a video that I did back then, and if you go watch it yourself, I highly recommend it. It's season 1, episode 4 of understanding the concept of the butterfly effect in time. And in this video, I describe how light years work and how this is very important when it comes to Hitler coming into realization in my dream. So I'll show that to you right now. Okay, so we have planet Earth, and we have planet Sun, right? The Sun. And when the Sun emits light rays, it goes to Earth and other planets. It goes outward like a light, like a lantern, right? But the Earth has an ozone layer, a protective field. So sometimes Earth is kind of the ozone layer. It's like wearing a white t-shirt. When you wear a white t-shirt on a hot day, it reflects light. But when you wear black, it absorbs light, right? So the reason for this is that some sunlight goes through the ozone layer into Earth and reflects back out, right? You want to know what that is known as? That is known as light years. That is known as light year. That is awesome because when you travel light years away, no matter how far you travel, you will start to see at the time that light year took place and going through the universe, because the universe is infinite, it is going to be able to see at that point in time back at Earth at that point in time period. So, for example, if you wanted to see Earth in 64 million years ago, but you couldn't see dinosaurs, you would go 64 million light years away from Earth, and you will take a telescope and look back at Earth, and you will see dinosaurs. If you wanted to see the Civil War, you would go something light years away, and you will look back, and you will see the Civil War happening, because everything is happening. Time is happening at the same time. So to be able to make sure they understand this is, although you're not in the physical anymore, you are in the light years, which means that you are able to live out every simulation, every possible possibility, because when you're in this light years, you're able to relive everything, which is why you still have memories, right? You have manifestation. I know I spelled that wrong. Manifestation is the ability to create from thin air because of your emotion, right? Well, probably wondering, well, Chris, how did that work? Well, how that works basically is when this goes outside of Earth, after reflected in these light years, you're no longer in the physical. It means that everything is in those light years. It means that you can manifest everything just with your own mind, right? But also, this is how intuition comes about, right? I apologize. I don't know what that was, but anyway, that was really weird that the ad just happened to come up and block it. So I'm going to take that as a sign not to show any more of that video. So I highly recommend you watch that video. This is a very important key concept that we're going to be talking about in this video when I describe my dream. So I'm going to wait for the little Wi-Fi symbol to disappear so it doesn't get a little statically. Perfect. Hi everyone, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. So this is a pre-recording of me describing my dream. You'll occasionally see me in the live popping up photos, and I'll be describing them and whatnot. Just to help you guys be able to get more of a visualized idea of what I witnessed in my dream. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. And if you are, interested in what I'm doing and what I'm talking about, don't forget to stay to the end of the video, and you can find it in the description below. I will have this timestamp where you guys can be able to visit and be able to watch me do my tarot card reading with questions you have asked me about my dream. So this is my Hitler dream. So if you have not read the title. Anyway, this is documented on July 14, 2021 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is when I received this dream. We were celebrating Christmas with my family and my mom, brother, and his girlfriend. Please keep in mind I only have two sisters and no brother and no girlfriend. So it's quite interesting. It must be in a different dimension, different reality. We were talking about a Hitler museum where you get to visit his home in America. So we went in the parking lot. It was on a major hill. His home was extremely high up. And I'll show you a picture right now. You'll kind of see almost like a house on a hill with like a pathway going down. Imagine that as a parking lot where you drive up the hill, kind of that type of thing, kind of the same thing there. So this museum isn't like any other. You could sleep there overnight to fully immerse yourself in the experience. When I went back into his home, or Hitler's home, it was extremely modern yet tiny, like many homes back then. So it wasn't talking about like a tiny modern home, if that's what you're thinking. It's more like a modern home, but more Victorian style, more Victorian era from the 1800s. His living space isn't that big. He would actually sleep on the couch. The couch was so clean and white, and I'll show a picture of what a white couch looks like and what the couch kind of resembled in the dream, so you kind of have an idea. Every part of the house had LED lights behind the moldings. Each color was either blue, purple, or magenta. Now, please keep in mind that these moldings were actually white, so when the colors bounced, they really popped, and it was gorgeous, beautiful. As we were given a tour to walk around his home, you will see him in the mirror. And I'll show you a picture of a woman looking at a mirror. It's kind of the same thing. I tried to find something where you look in the mirror and you see you, but then you see someone else in the background who's not physically in the bathroom or wherever you're looking in the mirror. I couldn't find a photo like that, so this is the closest one I could find. So we looked and I saw me, but also saw him in the background, but in white pajamas. I'll show you what the white pajamas look like. So it's kind of like a white t-shirt with white pants. There was no sign of swastikas or anything sort of hatred. There was, because normally those type of people who idolize those type of hatred, feelings and emotions, they have a tendency to brag about them or be inspired by them by putting them around their houses. I've been in 3 rooms in Hitler's house, and I can tell you so far in the 3 rooms that I've been in, there were no signs of any sort of swastikas or anything like that. He didn't even have a mustache. I would obviously freak out as normally as you never see yourself pass in a mirror in your dream and see your face and another figure. Occasionally, if you wanted to see what he did throughout the house, each room had a mirror. You would look into it and you could see him, for example, quote, he was showering with the white cloudy shower curtains, so you could see his figure naked through the mirror when you looked. So I'll show you a picture of what it kind of means. It's kind of like a frosty type look. I know it's from an ad, but it was the best way I can describe what I was saw. And so basically what this means is that when you look in the mirror, because he doesn't exist in the physical reality within my dream, because it was lucid, I think it was lucid, or I was in another dimension. I have a tendency to travel different dimensions. And so how that basically works is that when you look at the mirror, because they lived there before, and if you have watched my concept of time video and my death video and the butterfly effect, I easily explain the understanding of light years. And light years are basically where light is reflected off an individual or thing, and then it traveled out into space. So if you wanted to go travel 64 million light years away and you looked at Earth, you will see dinosaurs on Earth, regardless that there's no dinosaurs present, but that many light years away when the light travels is so projection. So think of it like a projector on a TV screen, right? The longer it takes for it to travel, the more likely the next scene has already passed, right? But kind of the same concept there. So that's why when you look in the mirror, you'll be able to see him, but he's not physically there, right? Occasionally I saw my dad in the mirror, but he wasn't with us. But if you look away from the mirror and after actual shower, you will see nothing. I noticed he may have killed a few people in this home, as when I looked at the ceiling, you could see foam-like mesh over areas like a camera and a gas tank would be. So basically, the best way I can describe it is when I was in this room, I think it was like a small little living room. It's probably about like a 8x8 or 10x10. It's not that big. And you would look up, and it's kind of like it was mesh holding over it, almost like he felt the change of it in a way. Like he was hiding it, but it was there. It was visible. It was noticeable, right? I knew where I slept that night was right above the gas pedal. Speaking of that, I remember being told that we would be sleeping there overnight was obviously freaked me out, and I had no choice. So throughout the night, I was sleeping, but then I noticed my friend or whoever was in the room with me below my feet who came with me to the museum was sleeping. So as you see, I will show you a blueprint right now on your screen. So this is going to be the first blueprint of what the room layout would look like. So we have the bed on the left. We have the couch on behind the bed, but I couldn't show that because otherwise it will look kind of confusing. So I tried to separate them so you kind of can see the icons. Then of course on the right side we have the chair, right? That's what the idea setup is. This is what the blueprint looks like. Then the next photo I'm going to show you right now is the photo where I slept and where the person who came in with me to the museum slept. Now there were a couple of people who went into the museum with me, but this is where I saw in the 2 rooms. But then later on, the oddest part was there was only 2 of us in the room, but then there were 3. But this time, you didn't need a mirror. You can see Hitler sleeping on the white couch. And so basically, I will show you right now the blueprint with Hitler on the couch, with me being shocked, because I was obviously very shocked. And I kind of want you to kind of understand is how the time frame happened. Because if I were to describe it to you without a photo, you probably would be very confused. So let me know if these type of imagery and images and blueprint of the layout of the room actually helps you, so I can continue doing them going forward. I freaked out and I woke up my friend. Now we are both staring at this being who was a world leader who was dead, but as if he was still alive and in good condition, perfect condition. He woke up and we turned the lights on. And I don't remember much, but I do remember him telling us about what he did and what he did to my friend. And I was warning him to be very careful what you say to him, as we cannot trust him. So by what he did to my friend, I don't necessarily mean like killed him or anything like that. What I mean is trying to influence my friend to give Hitler information or something like how history perceived him in a way. Does that make any sense? And I don't remember much, but I do remember him telling us about what he did and what he did to my friend. And I was warning him to be careful what you say to him, as we cannot trust him. I later said to myself in my head and out loud that he was performing astral projection and wanted to know how history portrayed him so he knows how to change history. So basically, what this really means is that astral projection was a very dangerous thing to do right now because there's a spiritual civil war going on. So you'd never really want to be in a part of that because it can be very detrimental, especially for a beginner. But because I'm a master astral projector, I can't astral project on my own term. It just happens when it's supposed to happen. So in this case, he astral projected to me and in my dream, and this is what was happening and what was going on, right? The way this will work is that if he found out how history portrayed him, he can alter his choices that he made in this reality and will change our outcome going forward, meaning that, maybe your parents maybe would have never met if they moved from Italy to the United States, for example, right? I later said to myself in my head, and not just out loud, that he was performing astral projection and wanted to know how history portrayed him, so he knows how to change history. Now, he didn't feel negative energy, he didn't have a negative vibe. He was actually in a white outfit the entire visit, unless she was showering, which was, I could tell you, was not a very pleasant thing to look at. He was explaining that he sincerely regrets what he did. Now, please know I'm not advocating for him. I don't speak on his behalf. This is just what I got in my dream. For me, that wasn't good enough. As something seemed odd about the conversation that we were having. Excuse me. I just lost where we were. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm back. As if we said can't help him. Even the slightest inconvenience. Now, I don't remember anything else, but I do remember having a conversation and talking about how he saved up and never left his home, and he must have improved his home with Amazon Prime to make it instantly modern. So basically how I described this is that when I went into his home, it was insane how the house looked. It really does. It was like quite interesting, and it was quite different because in the room where we were, there were like LED lights running. It was beautiful. It was a very beautiful home. And I was like, well, this is not possible because he died in 1940. At least that is how they told it. And obviously I know internally that he didn't die in 1940, but that's just for entertainment purposes only. But I was like, well, a lot of the material that he had was from Amazon Prime. Like I literally saw like a black seal, almost lamp with like different pictures of the galaxy. And it was like almost like a kid toy, but it was like a kid's lamp, but it was very big, it was very tall, it was beautiful, beautiful artwork, by the way, very gorgeous, right? And so that's why I was saying, what reason why this is so prominent is that the fact that he made it modern using Amazon Prime, where you don't have to leave your house to go anywhere, right? He doesn't show any signs of death at the bunker, but rather escapes. For any added information, nowhere in the home showed any sign of Nazi symbols or appreciation of any kind. But what I do remember is only being in 3 rooms. I couldn't remember what he looked like, but I don't remember him having a mustache. But knowing him based on his own energy, when he wore white, it was more of a t-shirt and pajama pants type suit, not a suit. So not like one of those like suits or military gray suits that he wears. Quite interesting, quite different, almost like he had a very pure energy, is what I felt. It wasn't anything negative, it wasn't anything hatred. It was quite interesting because Cass Peters was doing a transition period, and someone recommended I look at it, so I'm going to actually go watch this video and do a part 2 of this video with Cass Peters. I'm going to ask him if I could do part of his video and be able to do some tarot cards on that and how his transition pictures relate to my vivid dream that I had, and of course as well as that. So that is my dream, of course, and I do hope you guys enjoy that. I will be also showing you some sales right now on your screen. These sales are kind of what the sales look like. It's a cross between modern and a cross between Victorian, and it was kind of cool because when you walked in, it was kind of small and the sales were very small. So that's what it kind of looks like, but it had LED lights running. It was a very beautiful home, very gorgeous. But anyway, I do hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll return you back to Chris, and he is going to, of course, do some tarot card readings on this. So if you have questions, put them in the live chat. All right, perfect. I am back. I do hope that you guys find that to be able to make a lot of sense and that you're easily able to understand what it is that I was referring and talking about today in today's video. So if you guys have questions that you would like us to go over and talk about my dream, on any other question you would like answered about in terms of tarot card reading, definitely put it in the live chat now. My voice is a little achy. Don't know what just happened. I was choking on water throughout the entire video, so I do apologize for that in advance. So let me put on a nice ad so I can get set up, and then we can begin our tarot card reading. It will be timestamped in the description below, by the way. Have you ever wondered how you can submit a question or a video request? Well, I will show you in this commercial how you can do that. So you go to my channel, you click on any of my uploads or any recent videos that you may see, and you go to the description. As you can clearly see, I already clicked on a previous video. You scroll down and you click right here where it says submit your question, topic, or video request here. You can also add in a link and information that you would like to add in. You can ask at least 10, and you can keep resubmitting as many as you would like. You'll click that link and it will take you to my website. And this is what my website looks like. You could book a reading with me. You could find me email, other information along with my YouTube channel. You will click submit your video request here, and you will click on that. And it will take you to a Google form where you guys can fill out and be able to put all your questions here. So thank you all for coming, and I'll return you right back to your content right now. All right, so we're going to be using a guidebook in this thing called Dream Interpretation Oracle Cards. We'll be using a guidebook. I finally found a thing that said English language, so we'll be using that. And then, of course, we'll be taking your questions on my dream and stuff like that as well. All right, so spirits and angels, please tell me, what is that we need to know about my dream? What is it that we need to know about my visitation and my experience with Adolf Hitler? Why did we have the dream? Why did I have this dream? And why did I have the urge to talk about it? What was the message that was needed to be shown today? Why was it from white energy? Like, what was going on? Okay, let's see. Okay, this card actually came out before, so if you saw the card came out. Okay, so we have the word key here, right? And I'm going to read my intuition first, and then we'll use the guidebook. So we have the key here, right? The person being blindfolded, and here's the palm, but someone's watching. His arms are crossed, but a hand is open. And here's the door, being blinded by the light. There's some sort of blindness being given, but there's also a message here. There's a message being shown. There's an unlocking of a mystery, so to speak, is what I'm getting from this. What else do we need to know, spirits and angels? We have money reverse, right? We have money. We have the lotto machine, the woman opening up her chest, and here is the money come right out of the lotto machine. And here's this individual reverse. This is money reverse. And that's interesting because we have 17 and 16. And I swear, I promise you that these things are very well shuffled. So the fact that the card came out was very significant, talking about and referring to the dream. What else? Why was the past? Why was Hitler from the past so significant? And why was it on the wall? Okay, thank you. So they had sideways. And then the future. What is the message for the future that we need to know about? What is the message for the future? About the dream that I had, or the visitation. What is the message for the future, excuse me? I hope you guys can hear me better now. Okay, so we have here is on the side is why was the past coming into the future? Why did he contact me, right? We have here bugs. Are not sideways. Because if you look here, it kind of gives you the vibe of the 1960s. I talked about Hitler dying around 1940s, right? 1940s, right? And if you look here and you look closely at the imagery, it kind of gives you messages like this, kind of like John Lennon, sort of, for example, right? And that all these people, and here's the futuristic, like if you take a person and they have their head, it's kind of like Jupiter with the ring around it. I think it might be Saturn, it might be one of the planets. But it's interesting because if you look here, it kind of gives not only the 1960, but it also gives futuristic vibes, right? Gives very futuristic vibes. Very interesting. And in the future, we have the mountains, right? The message that is needed from this dream, the message that this dream was trying to portray was mountains. The fact that we have a long way to go before we get to here, and that we have to learn. So it kind of gives me the idea and the resemblance that we are just in the beginning phases of fashion. We're just in the beginning phases, and that there's going to be a long, windy road that we're going to have to go through before we come out of it. Remember, there's only been one generation really since Hitler. One generation. So it's pretty significant that stuff like this will come about. You've just been brainwashed into thinking that it's been so far away or so long, but that's actually not quite the case. I apologize for any background noise that you hear right now in the background. I do apologize for that. But so let's take a look. We're going to use our guidebook to kind of see what other information that we have here that is coming up in this guidebook. So I'll be reading for it. All right, so we have here, the first one, we have keys. The keys resembles openness, a secret, or a revelation. Door, threshold, initiation, idea, interpretation. So again, the main point in the card is the card came out the last time and then it came out twice, so this is very important. This is the card that resembled what it was, my dream, and what it's all about, the meaning of a secret or a revelation, something being revealed, initiation or an idea, an interpretation of something. It might be something that's going on that is being interpreted by my dream or a message being given to me that something is going on, something's going to happen, so to speak, right? We're going to take a look at bugs. I think bugs would be interesting, but before we do that, let's take a look at money because we have the money card reverse. What's it? Abundance, tool, energy, poverty, money, finance, and wealth. And that's reverse because what it feels like to me is that he had an abundance to enough so to buy Amazon Prime and products and stuff like that. It was kind of very interesting, right? So now let's take a look at the bugs, right? We have insects. Okay. We have, it kind of looks like Jeff Bezos a little bit, and some Diva just said that bald Saturn guy looks like a neo-Nazi. Yeah, I agree with you. Hi Paulette. Hi Paula. Hi Diva. So yeah, it kind of does look like that, right? And it says here manipulation, little things hiding, cocoon, new energy, discomfort, singing. Not singing as in singing, but like a sting, like a bug or like a bee stings you, and then you have like a reaction towards that. That's what I mean by sing. So it's kind of interesting because the book here, that's in the past, right? The card that was in the past. And it's funny because it talks about manipulation and new energy, discomfort, little things, hiding in a cocoon. A lot of the reason why Hitler rose because people were hiding because they felt scared, right? That's the past. The future message for a mountain, though, is elevation, enormous obstacle, rock, firmness, dimension, mountain climb. I talked about me feeling like I changed dimensions, or I have a tendency to do that. Believe me or not, I have a tendency to jump dimensions. It's kind of cool, actually. Then the bottom of the deck here we have is youth, right? The youth generation, the generation that's coming. Right, and the warning is that we must do our part to make sure that the next generation doesn't learn how to, do a lot of fashion or neo-Nazi because they're not going to know any better. We are the only generation that's going to know because they're going to try to whitewash this. Remember, the youth means lightness, energy, ingenuity, genuine. That's the best word, ingenuine, and surprise. New perspective, fun, children. So it really talks about the lightness, the energy, that they don't really know anything. It's all about the energy of innocence is what it really surrounds this part of the meaning. So the meaning of is that what I'm seeing here, that the reason why I received this visitation was to relay a message of some sort to you guys. Relay a message to the world that needed to be heard. It's quite interesting. It's, of course, a timeless thing. It could be a message for some time in the future. It could be 30 years, could be 50 years. Whenever this video is supposed to, help even beyond my grave, who knows? But this message does need to be released. So there's that. Does anyone have questions about my dream that you would like me to read on? While we do that, I am going to let's use this. We're gonna use the keeper of the light while I wait for your question. So we're gonna take a little look at the light because he has white pure energy, and that's kind of interesting to say the least. Why that is. Okay, so I have dice in my hands right now, right? I'm gonna shuffle it. I want you to kind of come up with a head. I want you to, close your eyes for a second and say, what number is Chris gonna roll? Remember, the highest number could be a 12, okay? And I want you to kind of see in your eyes. See in your eyes, close your eyes right now. I'm gonna shuffle and I'll tell you when to open. But make sure you have a number before that. If you need more time, of course, pause the video. All right. I apologize for my dog moaning in the background. He has a tendency to moan. Okay. Well, I forgot to tell you, but if you're ready, I'm about to show it to you right now. If you got a 4 and a 2 or a 24, if you got a 42, you are correct. If you also got if you got a 6, you are correct as well. So there's that. If you got that right, let me know. Curious to see what you guys got. All right. So anyway, Spirit Angel, please tell me what other messages do we need to know about? Why did Hitler have white light? Why did he feel very pure, his energy-wise? Why was Hitler's energy pure? Why was Hitler's energy pure? You see a set? Ooh, good job. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, I did not expect this, but okay. What else? Yep. Okay. Exactly makes sense. All right. Hold on. We're going to use his energy as well because we're talking about white light energy. So let's see. So if this card comes out again, it's significant. All right. I apologize for my dog moaning. There's not much I can do about it because it's in the cage right now. If he gets bad, I'll go right to app wait for a minute. So Spirit Angel, please tell me, why did Hitler's energy is white? Why is it so pure? Why is Hitler's energy so pure? Okay. Anything else that we need to know about why Hitler's energy was pure? Okay. And last one. Okay. That explains why the dog was crying because they're here. All right, so we have the Holy Spirit. What this says, expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. Right, so this is the first card that came out when I asked for why was Hitler's energy so pure. It's kind of interesting, though, why I had that in my dream. And this is like almost like a connotation talking about that there's purity in that. There's pure energy in some way or some form. Like what was happening then was supposed to happen. Right, and this was viewer discretion. I did tell you in the beginning of the video this is viewer discretion. So if this is a little sensitive for you, just want to let you know that ahead of time. You feel free to leave. It does feel like it was supposed to happen. It was the divine timing for him to do what he did. Because we have here, underneath here, we have Isis, magic manifestation. The dream, vision, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. And right, I talked about this becoming almost feel like a lucid dream or a vision of some sort. And I talked about manifestation in the beginning of the video when I talked about light years. Give me 1 minute. Have you ever wondered how you can get access or find my social media, my webpage, anything from my Patreon page, to my classes, to book a reading with me, whatever you want, and anything that you could possibly think of, including submitting questions? You would go onto my YouTube page, click on the most uploaded or most recent video. You'll click on any of these or the ones that are uploaded as most recent. You will go there. You will go to the description, as in this case, and you can either click on submit your question, video topic, or request here. You can find it there. Or you can go check out through my website and you can click on this, which is Linktree at Chris. You click on that, and it will take you to my webpage where you can find numerous different links, or it could take you to many different things along with my classes that will be uploaded here as well on my Patreon page. You can book a reading with me, you can submit your question, you can find the most uploaded video, you can go on to my 2 other YouTube channels, you can make a generous donation if you would like, along with joining my Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter as well, of course, if you are interested. So this is how you can find my webpage. If you are interested, let me know in the comment section below what you do think, and I'll return you back to your content. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Hi, everyone. I apologize about that. My dog was crying and he would not stop, so I wanted to go quickly to ad break so you don't get just annoyed by it. But jumping back into everything that we were talking about, I talked about manifestation in light years in the beginning part of this video to explain how Hitler manifested into my reality or my dream state mind, right? And it's funny how the card came out because it talked about ISIS, right? So what this is telling me here is that I talked about this many times on my channel. I told people about this, that the way that we're going to leave off, and this also is in the butterfly effect video in the beginning of the video that shows you a little clip. If you go watch that video, and I talked about everything that happened from 2016 to 2021 will happen under Biden, but in reverse, like the butterfly image. And it'll kind of seem complicated now when I explain it, but if you go watch that video, it'll make a lot more sense. It feels as if ISIS is coming back. ISIS, like as in ISIS from the Middle East, where the terrorist organization is coming back, right? So this is what we're talking about here. And I know ISIS is here because I talked about ISIS coming. I said it's going to be back, and so with the Taliban, it's going to be bad. It's going to be worse than where we left off. But we have here as well as why was Hitler's energy so pure, and the messages behind it was there was a sense of anxiety around this. Anxiety, feeling sorry. Now, please keep in mind, I don't speak on behalf of him. I'm just reading on my dream, as it was very interesting to see why this is. Again, I'm not advocating for anything that he supported in this reality. So we have here a sense of anxiety, the sense that he's upset that this would scarred his soul, even though he agreed to this in a soul contract. We have here the broken heart syndrome. In some way or some form, he is slowly healing from the damage that he had done and destroyed many and millions of lives and families. We have here in the future, though, we have the door to value, right? And that is reversed. And what he was talking to me about, and we've had money card come up, so it's interesting the money card came up again, is that it's not about the money. A lot of what it was all about the pureness, the energy. It wasn't, I don't know necessarily what that could mean. It could be talking about the pureness of his ideology of creating the Aryan race in Germany. Could be that as well, which is why his energy came in pure. But in some way or some form, it feels like as if there is a sense of understanding that it's not all about money and that there's more to life than just a materialistic thing that can't go far beyond the grave. The only thing that you can really take with you when you go far beyond the grave is just your memories and some of your beliefs is what goes beyond your grave. Everything else stays here. You leave your luggage behind. You go in, you came naked in the world, you'll leave naked in the world. The same exact way. What you came into this world with is what you shall leave the earth with. Just so you know that, right? We have here the third chakra, the Archangel Shemiel, and I work with him actually, so he's a solar plexus one, right? We have the solar plexus. And this is very interesting because what this is talking to me about that is I do, right? And I spoke about this with a couple of my clients that with my Hitler. This is not the first time I encountered a Nazi. I had one of my clients, and I spoke about this actually in the series, by the way, in the Death series. If you want to watch me describing my encounter with a Nazi and what happened, is that a little short story, just kind of a little short. What I'm seeing here is that I do. It's the feeling that what we need to do is that the reason why I relate to the Nazi story as well is because they came in and they wanted to be transitioned into the light. Because they've done so many bad things, it has scarred their soul and prevented them from going to the light because they had to shed a lot of what they had committed on this earth. And therefore, part of that is here is that I told them that in order for me to be able to transition you, you have to come back onto this earth and get rid of the things that you caused. right? Help me raise the vibration. I'm only one individual, so I say, you know what, why not be smart? And if you have thousands and millions of people wanting to transition, why not use that to your advantage? So they are coming back. They are actually, all of them are reincarnated. A lot of them all agreed. So they will be coming back. And this is what they're speaking about here is I do. Instead of I do what my leader said, it's more about I do what is right. I'm doing the right thing. And so the only way that you can get rid of a problem is you have to find a new solution. You can't be throwing the same thing that caused the problem and try to get rid of it. You have to have a new solution, which means that these people who are coming back here are going to have to find a way to be able to get rid of it, right? As long as this belief system is here, it will remain here until we're able to clean that out. And by that, I mean Nazism, fascism, those type of things. We have here reverse those. We have the fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel, which is about the throat chakra, right? It's the communication. Understand that you need to do what is right by communicating to others that this thing, this entity, and by saying that, oh, this person reminds me of Hitler, you need to teach your children. You need to teach people about these things that are happening because your kids will not grow up knowing better because the schools will not teach them. You are the last generation. I am the last generation that heard of it. The next generation may never hear this again. So it is your duty, your job to make sure that your kids going forward hear this story, to hear what happened so that they can make sure that they can prevent the next one, right? So if this is a second dream with Hitler, or it's the original dream he had. Dory, this is actually the original dream. This is the original one. The first one I had was actually not Hitler. It was a soldier from Nazi Germany, and that was a visitation while I was with a client, talking to her, doing a reading for her, and he was in the body of her ex-husband. So two very different things. One was a visitation in the astral realm. The other one was possessing somebody else's body. Two very different things, but very similar encounter. So I'm going to leave this off here. If you guys want a part 2, let me know in the comment section below. I do love you guys, and I do apologize. I will be uploading more often as well. Just please keep that in mind as well. I won't be covering politics anymore because I noticed for me now, I no longer have a strong desire to cover politics. I think we moved beyond politics now. So you can surely expect that there is going to be no more Trump energy. There's no more interaction. A lot of that's in the past. We're moving on. We're spiritual. Actually, a little fun thing, if you guys have not known, I'm talking to my friend right now, and they're my age. She's a medium. I'm a psychic. And we have another guy. We don't know his psychic abilities yet. He is in the beginning phases of finding that out. But what we are doing is we're going to be walking around different paths and different tracks and different trails and different areas, like abandoned buildings and stuff like that. And I said, well, a lot of spirits that are around here want their story to be told. They want to be acknowledged that they exist, and it will make it easier for them to go into the light. So I said, why not make a video? So we're going to be creating a YouTube channel. We're going to do the first season on the Washington spy trail. And, that should be kind of interesting. The people who we will meet along the way are going to talk to us and tell us their stories. I'm going to make a YouTube series about it. So if you are interested in that, I'll let you guys know when that's happening and when it's coming about. Right now, in the beginning phases of it, there is no promise that this thing is actually going to happen. But I'm hoping, I'm rooting for this thing to actually exist so that we can do more. And if it does succeed, we are going to do our next season with the Salem witch trial. So we're going to go to Salem in Massachusetts, and we are going to do a part 2 series, season 2, 20 episodes in series, and season 1. If it goes really successful, we're going to make a 30 episode episode series for season 2, talking about the Salem witch trial, and we're going to go from there. So it should be interesting, should be fun, should be kind of enlightening. So if that's your thing, let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, anyway, I love you. Yeah, exactly, 100%. So if you are interested, I love you guys. Hope you have a very beautiful night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.